Arka stood in front of the old house, holding a small suitcase in his right hand. The sky was gray, and the wind moved slowly through the broken trees around him. This house had been abandoned for years. People in the village said strange things happened here, but Arka didn't believe in ghost stories. He had just moved to the town and needed a cheap place to stay. This house was the only one he could afford. As he walked closer, the wooden gate slowly opened with a loud creak. Arka frowned. "Weird. I didn't even touch it," he whispered. The front door was locked, but the key the landlord gave him worked perfectly. When he pushed the door open, a strong smell of dust filled the air. The inside of the house was dark, cold, and silent. Too silent. Arka stepped inside carefully. His footsteps echoed loudly across the empty room. Old furniture was covered with white cloth. Cobwebs hung from the ceiling. He turned on his flashlight and looked around. That was when he noticed something strange. There were footprints on the dusty floor. Fresh footprints. And they were leading upstairs. Arka swallowed nervously. Maybe the landlord came earlier. But deep inside, he felt something wasn't right. He slowly walked toward the staircase. Each step made a loud cracking sound. Halfway up the stairs. Knock, knock, knock. Arka froze. The sound came from upstairs. Not from a door. From inside the wall. This time, louder. Arka forced himself to move forward. He reached the top of the stairs and followed the sound. It led him to a small bedroom. The knocking suddenly stopped. Silence filled the room. Slowly, he pushed the door open. Inside, there was nothing, except one thing. Words. Scratched into the wall. Fresh scratches. They read, "Don't stay here." Arka's heart started beating faster. He stepped back slowly. Then suddenly, knock, knock, knock. This time, from behind him.
Arka turned around slowly, but no one was there. Only the wall. And the sound was coming from inside it.
The knocking stopped, but now I could hear a door opening, and I never touched it. Arka stood frozen in front of the wall. His flashlight trembled slightly in his hand. The knocking sound stopped. Just like that. Too sudden. Too quiet. Arka swallowed hard, trying to calm his breathing. Arka, whispering. It stopped. Why did it stop? He slowly stepped closer to the wall. His hand moved forward, hesitating before touching the surface. The wall felt cold. Unnaturally cold. Suddenly, Kriawake. A long, slow sound echoed behind him. Arka's eyes widened. That sound was not from the wall. It was from the hallway.
Arka turned slowly toward the hallway. At the far end, a wooden door was moving, opening, by itself, very slowly. Kriawake. The sound echoed through the empty house. Arka stared, unable to move. Arka, whispering. No, no, that's not possible. There was no wind, no movement, nothing that could have opened that door, but it kept moving, until it stopped, halfway open, waiting. Arka took a deep breath. He didn't want to go there, but something inside him forced him to move. Step by step, he walked toward the door. The hallway felt longer than before, too long. His flashlight beam moved across the walls. Old wallpaper peeled away. Dark stains covered the corners. And then, he heard something. A whisper. Soft. Barely audible. Unknown voice, whispering. "Come closer." Arka stopped instantly. Arka, whispering. "Who's there?" No answer. Only silence.
Arka finally reached the door. It was old, covered in scratches. Deep scratches. Like something had tried to get out. Not in. Out. Arka slowly raised his flashlight. The metal lock looked rusty. Untouched for years. But something felt wrong. Very wrong. He reached out his hand, touched the handle. Cold. Then suddenly, click. The lock opened. By itself. Arka jumped back in shock. Arka. I didn't touch the lock. The door slowly opened. Inside, a small bedroom. Dust covered everything. But one thing stood out. Photographs. Hundreds of them. Scattered across the floor. Hanging on the walls. Everywhere. Arka stepped inside slowly. He picked up one photo. A man standing in front of this house. Another photo. A woman. Standing in the same place. Another one. A child. Same house. Same position. Different people. Same background. Arka's breathing became heavier. Arka, whispering. Who are these people? Arka reached for another photo. His hand trembled slightly. He lifted it slowly and froze. His eyes widened. His face turned pale because the person in the photo was him. Arka, standing in front of the house, wearing the same clothes, same face, same expression, but the photo looked old, very old, yellowed edges, dust covered. Arka stepped backward slowly. His voice shook. Arka, whispering, This is impossible. Then suddenly, knock, knock, knock. The sound returned from inside the room. The knocking wasn't coming from the wall anymore. It was coming from under the floor.